Good morning, Reefers. I'm Daniel. This is the sand waterfall, and I did turn it back on for you guys. I was gonna demolish it, um, and then I decided not to. So I do have another tank, and I'm gonna make a volcano out of that one. So this one is basically just gonna leave it running for a while, just for fun. I do stare at it. Bubble worm's gonna go in here. We'll see what happens. But I did stare at this thing for like an hour last night. It is so mesmerizing. There's like a Yeah, it's nuts. It's just like the way it falls, it looks like a fluid. And just trying to control all the different aspects of this. Now I went overboard. I mean, I literally have sand coming out of every hole I could possibly make. Um, and I took sand from my tank, so there was all kinds of stuff in it. I mean, there's crabs and shrimp and snails, and you're just seeing the snails like get blasted out through the top. Sometimes a snail or crab will just get shot out. So I do have this turned on low. When I pump it up to high, it's crazy looking. It's more comical, but it's so entertaining. Like I could see me just making a whole wall of this and staring at it just forever. And definitely putting these in waiting rooms, offices for people, because it's just like I said, so mesmerizing. The river on the side is cool, and it's flowing pretty cool. Like just like I know it's spitting out a little fast on that side, but it still looks pretty cool. So, and this back piece here didn't fall the way I planned, but that's okay. I thought these holes, I drilled little holes in here thinking it would sift and rain like sand through the holes, like fill up like buckets, but that didn't work. So they jammed up right away. Now this is cool. I think a bunch of smooth rocks with a couple different channels and patterns would be awesome because I really like this look over here, how it runs down those rocks. So now there's a little cloud that I use this sand from my tank, and I did not even rinse it because I didn't want to kill all the snails and crabs and everything that was in there. So I literally just dumped out the excess water, and that was that. But it's awesome. And underneath here, you can see I put in some Chato, and this is awesome. That Chato does a really good job. Super, super healthy Chato. The green is just outstanding. So I don't know if it was the low flow, but that was grown in under those little cheap LED bulbs, those little LED lighting, and it grows fabulous. So now I threw in a monster sock. That sand is so dirty. And the check valve, I do have to order a new one. I tried to clean off the glue, but it was almost impossible to get off that thing. So I just said, I'm not wasting my time. I'm not going to panic. So I put this little thing in here, and that helped out tremendously. It just goes back up to the refugium, takes off some of the pressure. I have this pump on as low as it'll go. I have pressure diverted, and it still shoots the sand out like crazy. So so you could use a little pump. That's why the tank upstairs, that volcano tank that we're gonna do, we're using a canister filter for it, and we're gonna see how if I can make an all-in-one with a canister filter for these things. That's gonna be awesome. And feel free to, if you guys have any ideas, you've seen any cool videos, feel free to share them. Um, I've seen some crazy realistic planted underwater waterfall tanks, and they went all out. So that's something I want to do is definitely make a planted waterfall tank, something that actually has, glass above the tank too, so I can have maybe some frogs in there. Put some dirt. It's nice to have the tanks that are part water. I'm not familiar with all the words, so I don't want to say like terrarium or something wrong and insult somebody, but yeah, this is mesmerizing. So Christian, if you're watching this, um, it does look awesome. It works. The only problem was that check valve, and that thing cost me hours and hours of frustration. So I do need to keep more and more of those check valves on hand at all times. Always have backup parts, especially when you're doing something time sensitive and it's like a 2 week delay just to order something. It's better to have an extra. But there you guys go. It's on low. Maybe later on I'll turn on high. Problem is it clouds up the tank right now because I didn't sift any of this. If you look at the sand, it's pretty, there's corals in here too, some of it. I literally scooped it up from my predator tank. Um, so, so this sand is just filled. Maybe I'll put some gorgonias in here. Make it like a filter, non-photosynthetic tank or something. Because when I put the bobbit worm in here, that's one of the reasons I filled the sand all the way up, guys. I'm putting the bobbit worm in here. The bobbit worm has single-handedly got more views than any of my 400 videos combined, just the bobbit worm alone. So I figure why not? We'll make it a circus attraction. I'll leave this tank running, and I'll have to put some panels up though, or keep it dark. I'm not down here too much, but the bobbit worms don't like light. Every time I shine light on him, he scatters like crazy. He takes off. So and I did make like I said, quite a few mistakes with this thing. I put a floating right where cleaning out the drain for when a snail gets stuck in there, because that's happened twice already. Um, which is probably my fault because I shouldn't have shells in here. But it's something you have to think about if you're building something and having a tank. You just have to know that somebody's going to crawl in here and fall into the abyss. And it was hilarious watching the crabs trying to crawl out. It's like quicksand. They're like panicking, running up as fast as they can. So, but little do they know they're going to get sucked out and popped out the top. So, it's not too scary. It's a wild ride. But yeah, this sand here, I mean, look at the way it flows. It's absolutely mesmerizing. There's just this never-ending rolling sand. And then up top here, of course, there's this thing, and it spits out pretty hard. I kind of knew that was going to happen. I tried to make this lip over top without making it too obnoxious, but I really should have made that bigger. But at the same time, I have to be able to get in there to clean out any shells or anything that gets sucked up. So a couple design flaws, but it is my first sand waterfall, and I tried out everything in one tank. So it's viewable from all four sides, which is pretty cool. And the next one is going to be done with the expanding foam. So that's going to be even cooler. We'll shape that out and we'll let you guys know how that works. Alright. And if you want to look under here, it has a black box, little Chinese LED. There's the center drain, and that's where the sand's coming out. So it literally just keeps pushing and pushing out the top. Which, like I said, that adds to the mesmerizing effect. And then I know you guys can't really see, but the coral rock sculpture in here does glow. So depending on how I turn these lights, I don't remember what color it was. Oops. You can see just a hint of the glow. The pink and the purples I put on for the coralline algae. So it looks even cooler in the dark. But there you guys go. All right. My battery's low, as always. Just wanted to share that with you guys. I'll do a better one with the nicer camera, and I'll do some different shots, and I'll kind of make a collage of just the waterfall part. But had fun painting and all that good stuff too. DIY projects are always fun. What's up, Jack? How are you feeling? Yeah, this thing is awesome. I'm literally, like I said, I can't stop staring at it, but I gotta go. I got a lot to do today. Yeah, you let me know when you're ready, and I'll take care of you. We'll make sure you get a whole bunch of corals. See how all the junk has collected here? There was a lot of like tube worms and different things that were in my sand when I scooped it up. And I should have sifted out the sand, but I didn't. But I am surprised how well it flows. You know, it's just a couple times it'll pop up, it'll get like something blocking its way, and then you'll get like a burst of sand out the other side. Let me see what my battery says. That's not too bad. I can hang for 2 more minutes. But a nice long slide, like if I did this viewable from only one side or something, or two sides, and I had a nice long sloping for the sand to roll down, because you know if you shoot it out and it piles up, it's always going to roll. I mean, you can't stack too much with the sand without it like tipping over. Like a dune always falls down, which is fun. Because sometimes you'll see it pile up, and then there's a big collapse, and it just goes. Psh. So thinking about stuff like that, like pockets and having ledges where they fill up and then collapse and spill, are cool. So I'm going to try to use all that into my planning my next couple projects. But we're definitely going to put one of these in the window of the store just because I think it's that cool. People walking by are going to have to just stop and stare at it. So maybe we'll use some black light reactive sand, or we'll do the volcano with some red sand and some orange sand. But I can just see how, like I said, people could sit here and watch this forever. And you can't kill it. There's no coral to kill. That's the greatest thing. It's absolutely entertaining. Perfect moving centerpiece. Put in a couple cheap fish, and you got yourself a killer tank. All right, guys. I'm signing off. Thanks for watching. Good to hear from you, Jack. Stay tuned for more. I know this was a crazy week with Thanksgiving, and I just had a lot on my plate, and everybody else wanted to be on vacation, and I wanted to get stuff done. So I kind of feel bad pushing people and trying to get stuff done on this week. But I just need to get that store open. The holidays are already passing me. I already missed Black Friday. Christmas is coming, and I want to get open. But look at that. Man, that's mesmerizing. Yeah, I don't know how it looks on camera, but like I said, you guys will have to let me know later on. I know it's an awkward time of day, and I think it is Saturday today. So the kids just got back from a horse show, which is awesome. So I'll go catch up with the family. Gabriel, you little son of a gun. How's your Thanksgiving? I was waiting for you. You know what I mean? I was like, hold it on. I was hoping you would show up. My phone is dying. It's on like 5% now, but it is cool. This is the bobbit worm tank, Gabriel. I'm feeling much better now. I had an exhausting week, but feeling much better. But yeah, so I'm gonna put the bobbit worm in here, and what I'm hoping he's gonna do is keep the sand stirred up, because a lot of times the sand dunes or whatever, this thing will stop. Because when I came down this morning, the sand had actually found a perfect way. It always ejects itself, is what I'm trying to say. Especially when you got stuff like this, like the rocks. When I got a snail shell caught in the sides, it just basically fired it all out the other side. So if you watch it long enough, you'll see all kinds of stuff fall down there. Now if I take some more sand and like just push it in there, it's awesome, because then it gets real thick, and you can control the water flow by that valve down there, the pressure. When you turn that, it increases the pressure and will give it a lot more. So the heavier the sand, the flow, the more pressure you need to keep that fluidized bed rising. Now that can be controlled basically by how much you dump in there. But the sand is pretty dirty, so when I pick up clumps, it really clouds up the tank, but it is awesome. So I'm gonna have to stir this up, wait a couple days, and like just keep changing that sock. If you guys saw how much dirt was in here last night when I dumped that sand in, it was pretty crazy. So, but yeah, I don't know what the bobbit worm's gonna eat in here. I'll definitely have to figure that out. maybe put a couple plants and some things. But that bobbit worm's been living in that refugium with no problems for, I want to say, at least a year now. And the sand's probably about 5 inches in there. So he should have a good old time with this sand. And check it out. There's that crab I told you about. He's holding on for dear life, getting pummeled in the head by the falling sand. He doesn't want to get sucked in, but I don't know if he'll make it. You can do it, little guy. You can do it. You picked the wrong way. He's got a big rock on him. Nope. Oh, man. I can see this is going to be entertaining. You know, the turbo snail would be awesome. No, this is the same one, Gabriel. I literally, the only problem is, like I said, the flapper. Oh, all right, we got 2 minutes. My battery's flashing, telling me to stop. Same tank. Everything's the exact same. I just got frustrated with a couple things and just didn't have time to fix them. So we'll see what happens. But no, this is still version 1. I didn't change anything on this. I could have created a higher lip over the other side so it would have ran perfect. But you know what? All good. But the volcano tank will be next. This was a 4-sided tank. I don't know why I wanted to do a 4-sided tank. I just was like, yeah, why not? Sure, sometimes I do stuff that only makes my day harder. I don't know why. I could have just tested it out simple with just a backdrop and going straight down like on an angle. But nah, I wanted to make it super freaking complicated. Cut some PVC in half, make some steps out of it, twist it around, just so I could, see if my guess of physics and fluid dynamics would be accurate. That's how I am. So, my battery is so dead. Alright, I don't want this to shut off on you guys, but I will be back later on. Gabriel, I have to send you, I have a whole bunch of shirts, sweatshirts, whatever you want. I have the orange, super thick wintertime Coralust sweatshirts. I have the black one. So whatever you want, t-shirt, I'm going to send it to you. As a Patreon, I know you get a shirt and your level, but I'm going to hook you up with a sweatshirt if you want. So I'll upgrade you to that. Yeah, those things are awesome. And I'll even throw you in a hat. Okay, so I do want to push this over and just let you guys see what happens when I shove it in there. but my battery, let me look down again. Okay, 4%. I need to get myself one of those back scratchers so I can stick it in here when it's telescoping and then just push the sand over. You're welcome, Gabriel. I'll have to... The website, like I said, should be live this week. I really want to get stuff done, but I keep getting pulled away from the job. But the other guy said it would be done this week. Just need to give him some finalized on the water quality stuff, water parameters. I want people to know if you're buying a coral, I want you to know if you need to use like a pro salt versus like a regular salt. Some corals have requirements, but I don't want to make it so complicated that you can't understand the website and you're discouraged from buying. I do got to stay in business. I do have to pay rent. Oh my gosh, what did you say, Gabriel? You did get another Patreon sub. I think if I did get another Patreon sub, is it Jeremy? I'll have to check. You guys have been very kind to me. Like I said, I do most of this for you now, Gabriel. I never did live streams. I was always insecure and hated it. Mr. Dan. It is alive. And it is doing all sorts of stuff. And looking awesome at it. So I will get out the DSLR for this, but I can't do it right now. And like I said, you guys are going to want to make one of these. Once you see something like this in person, you're like, dude, I got to have one. Put it in your kitchen or something. I know, Gabriel. Thank you. I am trying. There's so many times when I used to want to do stuff Like when I was at the racetrack or something, or driving around, you know, delivering packages. I used to take coral in my 911 and deliver everyone's FedEx, which was fun. But I didn't want to show the car off. I thought people would hate me buying coral if they saw the 911. They were like, all right, that's it. His prices must be too high or something. But but yeah, those days are gone. At least for now. No more 911. I traded in all my cars for, the store. That's my dream now. So if this works out, I'll get back into drifting and all that stuff. But it's one of my most favorite things in the world is racing, driving, motorcycles, cars, all that kind of stuff. Just drives me crazy. Having to follow the law and drive slow. I'm like, if I can make the light, why can't I hit the gas? This sand, I think I made this like years ago, honestly. I mixed some black and white sand together, but this is magnetic. And actually, I gotta plug this thing in. I should have brought my battery. Sorry, guys. Hold on a second. I should get an extension cord over here. All right. Well, I'll stay here for 2 more seconds because I'm plugged into the wall. But yeah. So the bobbit worm is going to be transferred. I'm kind of scared to catch the bobbit worm because I got to dig him up. He's underneath all that refugium, and I want to do a video of me trying to catch the bobbit worm, but I'll probably be screaming. I'm like, God, this thing is freaky. So, anyone who's seen my past videos of the bobbit worm, he is 7 feet long. And I know you're going to be like, why would you put a 7-foot long bobbit worm in the tank? That small. But he literally curls up into a little ball until he comes out. And then he'll walk around the tank in circles, which is quite freaky. But what's up, Bentley? So, he's waiting for me to eat something. I haven't had my lunch yet, and Bentley's like, he understands. He knows. So, all right, guys, I am going to sign off. It was good to hear from you. I do have to update my Patreon stuff, too. Gabriel, I may have to hire you. Seriously, I know you're a busy man, and you probably have a way important job, but I need some help online just getting stuff done. What's up, Jeremy? Good to hear from you. So did you watch it at the earlier part of the video, Jeremy? Did you get to see the sand waterfall running? I'm tethered to the wall at the moment. I had to plug in my phone because it went down to like 2%. So I don't want it shutting off. Live streams kill your battery so fast. But I do have a ton of mess to clean up back here. But I am gonna hang some posters and actually spruce up my shop a little bit, make it look a little bit more like a shop. So, yeah, you'll have to check out the beginning of the video later, Jeremy. It's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to unplug this. Literally, if the phone shuts off, sorry, guys. It ran for at least, I want to say, 10 hours with no interruption. And then I had some sand dunes where it, like, spit over and some cloggings. But I think once I pick out all these shells, I shouldn't have any problem. It should just run continuous forever. So, all right, Mr. Dan, well, thank you so much. You'll have to definitely keep me posted. And this is a live stream cell phone, so the quality of this is just completely crap. Sorry, guys. The tank is a little cloudy too, but I just couldn't help but show this off this morning. I just wanted you guys to see it. Since I felt like I just kind of like cut it dry. I was like, oh, screw this thing, Once I had that flapper leak on the floor, I was so mad. I was just like, I was ready to smash this whole tank and just take a bat to it. I was like, all that work, and it freaking leaks. I was like, But there you go. Oh, Liza. That's nice to hear from you too, sweetie. Miss Mermaid. So this is our sand waterfall, if you can see it. You can see our mesmerizing rock that I shaped and molded into a floating rock. And here's the river. and that thing flows so awesome. Like I have a couple ideas for the future now. You just have to get over the spraying of the top. So you have to collect up top and then have it flow in. You don't want this just shooting in. That's the problem. You want the natural sand piling up and then falling. And that's what I really like. So, like I said, mesmerizing. This is now 25-minute live on 10% battery, and now we're down. But thank you guys. I know I say that a lot. I'm always like, I'm going to sign off right now. So don't ever listen to me. I say I'm going to do something. I'm sorry. I mean well. But, and this is my first time painting this too. So I know. I need to keep Jeremy like 50 of those around. I have 2 power banks upstairs, and they're always on the wall charging because I'm always killing them. But cool, super super cool. And like I said, this is all controllable. So if I want to dump this in, if you look in the valve in there, it's sucking the sand right in the bottom. It's the never-ending tomb of death down there. But if I control it over here and pump this up, it looks crazy. So we'll do that later on when I'm a little bit braver. But right now, I'm just going to let this go. Because I don't want to screw up a good thing. It's running, but last night I was cranking it up and I created a sandstorm. It literally shoots out sideways. So that's why I'm wondering, the volcano, I'm going to have to use some special sand when I do the volcano. I may have to go with a very specific grain size, and then I'm also going to have to put a filter in the bottom just to protect the shrimp. But oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, I just got in some really, really cool new toys. Building an obsession. I got a new camera underwater box for the DSLR camera tube, and I also got in one of their carrying cases. So I do have to show you guys that later on. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But I'm going to go figure out some food situation, check on the wife, and see what else is on my to-do list for this afternoon. But as always, thanks for watching and happy reefing. Until next time. See you guys.